Good evening, everybody. So, what's up? I'm still stuck here alone. Man, the weather here has been crazy. From Bracebridge down to London, it has been freezing rain all over the place. Now, where I'm located right now, it's just raining, but sheets of rain are coming down, and it's 55 degrees. Earlier today, it was like 36 degrees, and it was icing instead of raining. And up where Chuck's at, all the trees are covered with ice and everything's falling down because of the weight of the ice. So it's really pretty to look at, but it's dangerous. So he's spending another night up in Kettle Point. If you want to check on the internet, check out the net news weather in Bracebridge, Ontario. It's horrible. And there's just no way it's safe to drive out there right now. So I'm just coming on to let you know what's happened. So last night after I did my live, I went to bed. And I woke up this morning to several different emails. And two of them were concerning Drunk Dur going on and on and on and on about saying Mike called the popo on her. Well, I'm going to tell you, and this is the truth. Two people called, I'm got to get this right because remember, I'm Canadian. The Okeechobee Police Department or Sheriff's Department. And then there was another person that called the Florida something or other. Drunk Dur has not had the police they have not had anything concerning Drunk Dur since September of 2024. There's been nothing. There's no reports. There's been absolutely nothing. So what's happened is because she's doing this so often and she's doing it for attention on her show, and she always loves to say how everybody else is using up police, her and Audrey, everyone else is using up the police resources. Well, no, see, that's not true. She is on trying to bait people to call on her because she loves the attention. And now the police department are fully aware of that. They do not know they do not watch her. They do not, like, it's a police department. They don't watch Drunk Dur. They don't talk to her when she goes out. And they have had no contact with anybody concerning Drunk Dur since September of 2024. So the entire last show was nothing but her sitting there lying. And anybody is more than welcome to call the Okeechobee Police Department and they will tell you the same thing. Now, the other thing I hit a bit on last night. Hang on. I hit a bit on last night was talking about this, the people that call, the unknown callers. Excuse me. Well, one of those unknown callers is a female. I'm not going to tell you her name. She lives in Kentucky, and she has been calling Marty now for over 2 years. And Marty and her talk. So a lot of times when Marty's out in the shed or the hot tub or gone for 2 weeks, he's talking to her. He's a human being, Dar. He's a man. And it's not like you give him any comfort, you support him in any way, he is nothing but a slave to buy your fucking beer. So you better watch it, because you know Marty's fooled around on you before. And this person and him have developed quite the little friendship. And she is a widow. And that is the truth. And because they have now started talking to the degree they have, that's why Dar's not getting the calls from the unknown caller, because Marty's somehow hidden it or something. So, you know, this romance and trust and all that crap that she has, that's more of her drunken bullshit and lies. They live in that house, and they're just going through the motions. But that's a dangerous situation with alcohol involved. Now, last night, I didn't stay up, but I definitely was sent many clips of it. Drunk Dur was on LC's till 3 o'clock in the morning. I can't even put the clips up showing what she was like. There was some young guy on there talking, and she was so drunk she kept going, "I love you, I love you." And he was creeped out by it. And he said, "Why are you saying that to me?" "Oh, because I love you." And then she's giving him the hearts and all that. And he said, "Lady, I have a girlfriend I've had for 5 years. You're an old lady." And she just went right off on him. And he did the same, to the point where he was telling her to open her mouth wider so somebody would stick a you-know-what in it and shut her up. Like, there was a panel of drunken men on there that were doing nothing but just abusing her verbally. And she sat there and took it till 3 in the morning. There was one guy on there that was so drunk, he literally stood up and pissed himself. And this is where Dar is now spending her time, because this is the only types of rooms she is welcome into anymore. And that is largely due to Audrey's fault, because Audrey is such a disgusting, vulgar human being that Dar has trusted her, and she has steered Dar in this direction of people. Audrey's a very sick and twisted woman. She's very sick and very twisted. See, I remember Audrey, what was the name of that gossip channel? YouTube gossip channel. And I checked her out back then. And that's when even her husband was on Facebook. And he was just a whiny little bitch. Like, all he was is, he was on his Facebook bitching about, well, I work so goddamn hard, and, my neighbor I'm not going to let him have an easement, and fuck him and all this shit. He's just a piece of trash, like she is. And if you've ever heard Audrey talk, Audrey sounds like she just got out of prison yesterday. And of course, Audrey's best friends on YouTube are Criminal Liston, which she has a criminal record that'd blow your mind. Theft, domestic abuse, assault, eviction. And then, of course, there's Petite Furball. So, and if you find one, there's always another one close behind in a chat or somewhere else. Now, if you listen to the video I put up that June did, that particular video, there's a couple things in it that are not true. Number one is Robin was in her comment sections, and Robin had paragraphs in her comment sections at one time. So I don't know where the hell June gets that she wasn't in her comment sections, because she was. She was also in her chat rooms. So June's not telling the truth about that. June's doing what June always does. She puts a little bit of the truth in there. She loves doing an I gotcha moment. That's what June likes doing. June's crazy. Do I believe that she's getting even with Dirty Bird? Yeah. Do I believe that she's going to get off YouTube? Frig no. No way. Because there's nothing better for her to do. It's ridiculous. So right now, as it stands, Gumdrop Mama called the cops on her a couple times. I guarantee you 100% Audrey called the cops on her, because that would be Audrey's genius way of getting attention to Drunk Dur's show. And Michael Morgan called the cops once, and he admits to that. And I would have done the same thing. If somebody was on YouTube claiming that I was going to come down and shoot them with a gun and they were afraid for their life, yeah, I would call the cops and say, listen, this is what's going on, because that's a pretty serious thing she did. So all the rest of it is Drunk Dur, that disgusting show she does, and just lying. That's it. That's all that goes on that show. And the type of people, like I said, the type of people that surround that show are people Audrey can take advantage of. June has cancer. It's Me B has cancer. You know, they're all sickly. They're all easily manipulated. And a lot of them are just bored out of their fucking minds. So that's kind of what's going on. But that's all since last night. So anyone out there that wants to call the Okeechobee Police Department, they will tell you that the police have not been called on. They have had no involvement with her since fall of last year. She's lying. It's just she so desperately wants Mike and I to play with her. Dar is a messed up, crazy person. And I know Dar has not had a decent life. But I would like any of you, if she went on about you night after night after night, like she does Mike or myself, to be able to go, oh, I feel so sorry for her. I don't feel sorry for her. I feel sickened that these type of people exist out there that are drunk. They spend it's normal to them to be drunk 6-7 days a week. It's normal for Audrey to babysit her grandchildren and have dope in that house when these kids are in there. They go on and on about Mike and Kathy. Mike's drinking. In real life, Mike is 6'1", and he is 215 pounds. He weighs less than Drunk Dur. So, I mean, it's such falsehoods, like so much bullshit. And it's all to keep hating on Mike or hating on me or whoever she's bitching about that night. Like she was going on about Barberry. And it's partially why the whole reason she went on about Barberry was she was hoping that Barberry would come back and she would have somebody to fight about. I have seen her and watched her long enough to know what she's all about. And she's just a really sick, alcoholic, demented old bag. Now, if you guys hang on a second, I want to go get a drink of water. The other thing that I wanted to mention too is back when all this shit first started, and I wanted to check out why this freaking troll was going after me, Audrey. I checked everything out I could about her because that's what I do. I'm not going to say something that I don't know to be the truth. And one thing I noticed is her in-laws, her husband's family. Well, they had quite a nice brick home, ranch home. And there was lots of pictures of them with their grandkids. But you know whose kids weren't there? Whose grandkids weren't there is Audrey's. Oh, gee, I wonder why. Audrey doesn't get along with anybody. Nobody. Not in her real life. And I wonder why. Because she's sneaky. And even the people that she's on YouTube to, she tries to befriend, but she cannot help herself from slithering up alongside of them and trying to hurt them. And that's what she gets her jollies from. And all this time, Drunk Dara thinks she's got the bestest of best friends. And this woman gets off on destroying her. She tried to destroy me. Fuck you, Robin. Oh, and by the way, Robin, another thing I want to say to you. The reason my videos got taken down is because I hashtagged them to people like you, Dar, whatever. And I know that is not allowed on YouTube. I did it to fuck with you because I know every time I put out a video, it messes with your head. If it didn't, you wouldn't have went to the extent you have went to over the last 4 years to try to shut me up. And it's still not working. And I told you a long time ago, you cannot shut somebody down on YouTube. They can just make another channel. And you didn't get that through your head. So my purpose wasn't to get tons of subs. I like my subscribers. I've got really good people. And they've stuck with me for years. And I haven't disrespected them or treated them like garbage like Drunk Dur does. The purpose was to keep you pissed off and focused on your stupid bullshit. And you sucked it right up. That's all it was. Because you are so sure of yourself, believing you know everything. I spent 4 years fucking with you, making you stay up all night, getting you sick. And you thought, oh, I'm taking her channel down. Look at me. I'm a boss. And yet I just make another one, do the same thing. You missed the assignment. You got it all wrong. But anyway, I just thought I'd come on and let y'all know that. And I'm sorry, I would love to show you the footage of Drunk Dur on LC's channel last night. But I can't because it's gross. It's pretty bad. And yet she keeps going back there, sitting there and getting herself abused for hours on end because she is so desperate to have somebody pay attention to her. And she is so addicted to YouTube. It's pretty sad. Talk to y'all later. I got to go to bed because I am working tomorrow. And hopefully Chuck will have his butt back home by tomorrow because I actually miss him. Have a good night, everybody. Thank you so much for coming in and watching. And thank you for all the hearts. Bye now.